if I was in Utah, I'd almost be too embarrassed to show my head at church because of the struggles my family has had. Lots of shame. So we don't have a church here in Flagstaff either.
I am too ashamed to even hold my head up in church. Cody, you haven't been in church since before you started to become a horrible person and a horrible dad. Okay? So it ain't got nothing to do with you being ashamed. But let's get into it, y'all. It is Mary.
And Alma.
You guys to like,
subscribe,
and comment down below. And do not forget to subscribe to our Patreon for live reviews and more juicy content on Sister Wives, you guys. Cody basically talks about his whole thing with church. I guess Robin had asked if Isabel was going to church with Maddie and Caleb because she does live with them. But Cody basically talked about his relationship with the church, and obviously you guys have told us that they have been ostracized from that church. But Cody also said if he was back in Utah, he would not be able to go to church because he is ashamed with all the problems that he's been having.
Yeah.
I feel like you should be ashamed.
The family is broken up.
Well, I feel like he's more so, like, if he had all the wives there, I feel like he would still go to church. Because my thing is, you were still going to church, you were still praying and doing all that stuff when you had issues with Christine. You also had issues with Mary. And you were still parading around acting as if like you were this godly man doing right by your kids, but you weren't even going to tuck in your kids in bed at night.
I know.
So I feel like it doesn't really matter. I feel like he just doesn't want to go to church anymore because he just doesn't believe. Like, he's a monogamist. Yeah. He's ashamed to say it. And then also, he doesn't believe. I don't think he believes in the faith anymore.
Cody became very lazy.
And I think he blames polygamy for everything that's been going on.
Yeah.
And that's what I think.
Yeah.
I think he blames polygamy for why his life has gone downhill.
Yeah.
So in essence, he probably is mad at God too, or whatever.
Maybe. I didn't even think about that. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, probably blaming the faith, blaming the religion, blaming what? Well, it starts with Mary. He feels as though her family pressured him and bamboozled him, and then the next thing you know, he was married to her. Because he's kind of alluded to that to the psychiatrist.
Yeah.
That they were seeing. And then Janelle, she asked him, but that's after you had been bombarding her.
Right.
Saying that you and her will be
we should be together.
We need to be together and stuff. So she just came and be like, hey, I've listened, I've heard, and I am ready to mingle. So,
oh Lord.
And then Christine, she boosted your ego. She was, polygamy royalty.
Right.
And you felt like, hey, if I'm with her, I get to be in the same room, that backdoor place, be in the same room with the rich and powerful.
Which for me, I personally feel like Cody needs to blame himself because your daddy told you are irresponsible. You are not built for polygamy. Don't do it.
Even the father who had more money only had 2 wives.
Had a whole farm. He only took 2. You decided with your lustful self.
I know.
Let me go get 4.
I know.
And then also my thing is with Cody is like, and that's why I just like, I don't know, did he go to school or not? Because it's just like the intelligence level.
Yeah, he went to high school. He finished high school.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Because my thing is, it's like, you have issues with one wife. You go and you marry another one.
Yeah.
And you marry women after you have horrible, like, relationships. Like, after the relationship has gotten really bad, you go and you bring another wife. Mm-hmm. So you just add more wahala onto the other relationship and you make it worse.
Yes.
Like, that don't make sense.
You know something? There are people who, the intelligence is not even about the schooling.
Well, it's the common sense.
Because is that common sense? Listen, I used to work for this.
Intelligence was the wrong word. I meant common sense.
No, intelligence is the right word, but it's not about the schooling.
Not the schooling necessarily.
You don't really get your intelligence from the schooling per se. There was a doctor that I used to work for, OBGYN, and she had 0 common sense. She has 0 common sense. Like, she was so dumb. But she was an OBGYN. But she had 0 common sense. The way she behaved, like social skills, nada.
Yeah.
So, emotionally immature as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it doesn't make sense. Cody just it's just the way he thinks does not make any sense. Like, why would you do that? And then also my thing is just like, I don't know what to say. Like, Cody, I just feel like at some point you have to be able to look yourself in the mirror, be accountable, and also just be truthful, be honest with yourself. I don't feel like he should have ever been in polygamy. I feel like at this point you want to be monogamous. Let Mary go in peace. Let Janelle go in peace. Let her go in the best of manner. You know what I'm saying?
Give her her assets.
Give her her assets.
She's owed.
And then also go back to church. I mean, even if you don't believe in religion anymore, I feel like everybody should pray. I feel like you should definitely pray. You should believe in a higher calling.
Yeah.
And realize that, you know, you have to humble yourself and be like, okay, God, I have messed up. Help me to get myself together. Help me to lead this this religion in the best of manner.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
But you have to be able to take counsel.
But you're there just like
He doesn't
giving
want to
the
take counsel
religion
at all.
bad name. You know?
Now
And
you're
that's,
a full
that's
monogamous.
true. For the longest time, remember we used to say that he needs to go talk to
The bishop.
Well, we found out it was called the bishop, right?
Yeah.
But we didn't know what person he had to go to, and someone told us, I think it was Diana.
Yeah.
She's in this group. And, well, is she, I think, was she in the
She said
Mormon
she
faith?
used to be in it.
Used to be, okay. So, I mean, yeah. So, for the longest time, we've been telling him, go see the bishop. Go see the bishop. But this man, like...
Yeah, I want to.
He doesn't want to. And now you're going to be embarrassed if you had to go to church. But what are you doing about it, though, so that you don't continue to make this mistake?
I think he's ashamed that he has lost all his wives and the wives have left him.
Really,
'Cause there was
honestly,
no shame.
he did not have to lose Mary. You didn't have to lose Janelle. There is like there's a laziness, I think. There's a callousness, I think, with the whole thing. Is that the trash?
No, trash comes
On Wednesday.
No, Thursdays.
No,
Tuesday.
it's Wednesday.
No,
It's on Wednesdays.
Tuesday.
It comes. Oh, I tell that. I think I hear it.
Trash came last week. They come once every 2 weeks.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Sorry about that. But in talking about that doctor that had no common sense, okay, I had a funny story.
Go ahead.
So, she went one day, she asked me, I was the office manager, and she's like, hey, you need to get pizza. I'm going to treat you all to pizza today. And I'm like, oh, okay. So she's like, what kind of pizza do you want? And I said, at that time I was vegetarian. And I said, anything with vegetables in it, you know. And she's like, oh, you don't want pepperoni and all that stuff? I said, well, I don't eat pork. And she's like, well, you can have chicken and you can have beef. I said, yeah, I know, but I'm vegetarian. That woman fell on the floor laughing. She like, ha, ha, ha.
Oh, I remember the story.
You look like this, so you're a vegetarian? I never saw a fat vegetarian. She laughed, fell on the floor, crawled herself on the floor, and fell on her back by my feet, laughing up at me. She was not wrapped too tight. And I remember the office manager prior to me had told me, Dr. So-and-so ain't got no damn common sense. You know, and I was thinking, oh, what a horrible thing to say. As I looked down at her, I said, yeah, she ain't got no damn common sense. But yeah. Anywho.
Anyway, with Cody being ashamed about church, I feel like you have to leave this whole thing in the best of manner. You probably should pray. I feel like the time that you should pray the most is when your life is going through shit. That's when you need God the most.
And how about all those teachers? When you guys were moving from Utah to Las Vegas, you guys prayed because this is a tumultuous time. I mean, how about turning to God when you're going through, you're having a hard time? It almost seems like all his stuff that he used to say went out the window. This is why the kids can't respect you anymore.
The hypocrisy is too much.
Because it's like, okay, everything has gone out the window. Everything that you taught them has gone out the window.
Yeah.
You even got on the phone with Logan and said, I don't know if I believe. Okay, even if you don't believe in that anymore, how about just acting like a decent human being?
Hello.
Are there laws to that? Isn't there universal laws like that guide all of us, social laws that guide all of us, like try not to do any harm to people, try to treat people like a human being, don't
Yeah.
mislead people, don't be deceitful, don't be mean, don't be callous,
Yeah.
like serve others instead of waiting for people to serve you. Like Maddie hasn't reached out to me. Have you reached out to Maddie?
Have you called her?
Like, Isabel don't look comfortable.
Whose fault
It's
is
your
that?
house. Have you made her comfortable? So just those kinds of things.
I know.
Anywho,
But yeah, y'all, it's Mary.
and Amma.
Signing off. Please invite you guys to like
Subscribe.
and comment down below. And do not forget to subscribe to our Patreon. Bye.